Well, they're saying, staff are saying, can you come in here and do some stuff? So that's something else we can help you out with, trying getting some things going there. We do that. I haven't done much of that myself. I've done it from time to time, but that's not my primary area. But we definitely can help out with that. If, especially if getting together with guys in prison seems intimidating, well, yeah, nursing homes, great ministry too. People there are hungry. You know. But with ministering in corrections facilities, right now there are, there are 3 in the Racine, Kenosha area where we have an inn. And I did not find out anything yet, and I apologize. I wanted to find out about Ellsworth over in Union Grove. And I don't have an answer for that one. I'm going to see if I can pin that one down. But Racine County Jail, chaplain there has said, come on, bring your guys. Kenosha County Jail, I'm all ready. We have, 3 people going in doing Bible studies and corrections ministry there at Kenosha County Jail, Kenosha County Detention Center. At Racine Correctional, we have 2 groups every Tuesday night and another Bible study every Friday. And I even get to go in and do worship services once in a while. I got to do that last Saturday. That was great. So we have an open door, which that sounds weird too. Open doors in prison. But we do. They want us to come in. The chaplain at Racine Correctional Institution, that's if you're not familiar with it, medium security state prison in Sturtevant. They came to us and said, if you have a Bible-based addiction treatment program or study that you could bring to us, we would love to have it. And that's my thing. Of course, I got down there. Been doing that since '91. Since '01. And kind of ditto at Kenosha County, the detention center. And again, it was this of having a directed Bible study, something geared toward addiction, and also one geared toward pre-release. That was something that we found a lot of facilities, a lot of institutions will really jump at that. The regular Bible studies, we also do those. We have one going at Racine Correctional. There's another one we have going at Kenosha. But when you dangle the possibility of we can help guys with addictions, we can help people looking ahead to a release that need life skills, the administrations love us for that. Turns out there's plenty in the Bible about this. So we've worked up some studies. We do some training in this. And after sufficient training and after you've shadowed us, some veterans of the program for a while and gotten a feel for what this is like, send you out and do your own little Bible study. And that's been our pattern, and it's worked really, really well. Let's see. One more story I got to tell you about people's hunger and the need. Last Saturday, I told you I was doing a worship service, 2 worship services at Racine Correctional. First time I'd been in there since for worship services in better than 2 years. It was such a thrill. I got to say, getting together with those guys to worship. It was a little nerve-wracking for me, too, because normally at Racine Correctional, when they have their worship services, that's a big event. It's 200 guys generally per worship service. The inmate choir and the inmate worship band gets going, and it's a great big event. I I got there on Saturday with me and my guitar, and they said, well, you're the music tonight. We don't have a band. I guess they're still not getting people together I think it's still COVID hesitancy. So, well, I had to preach and be the worship leader that night. But after I was done, the guys were filing out. One young guy I'd never met before came up to me and asked if I'd pray with him. And as he started talking, I didn't have to give him any prompts at all. He was like, all of a sudden, it's like, I got to talk about this. I'm so scared. And he started telling me about his uneasiness about what's coming up in the future, what lies ahead, and I'm so scared of what happens next. And I'm thinking that he's just new to the prison, and he's talking about what is it going to be like. I'm scared of being in prison. That wasn't what he was talking about. He was scared of getting out of prison. His sentence was coming up to its end. He was looking ahead at that, and he was scared. He was terrified. After years of being in a place where the structure is all laid out for you, you have hardly any choices for you to make. What am I going to wear today? The same snazzy green outfit you wear every day. Chow time is the same every day, and you eat what they give you. There's so few choices. And the idea of going out there into this world where there's all this responsibility on me, and there's temptations that I didn't face while I was in here, and I'm going to say no to those, and I'm scared. Being more scared of freedom than scared of prison. Now that's the strange world that we're operating in, but that's Jesus' world. Now that's something that what Jesus told us in Matthew 25, where he said the story about the king greeting everybody and those on the right and those on the left, and saying to those on the right, welcome, you who are blessed by my Father. This is it. You get to be with me forever now. And man, all those times, all those good things we had together while you were on earth, like when I was hungry and you fed me, and when I was sick and you came and visited me, when I was in prison and you visited me. That one. I'm more and more realizing that he meant it. When I walk into prison, Jesus got there ahead of me. And he's been hard at work, and he's saying, Phil, come on in. I want you to meet my guys. So I get to kind of ride on his coattails, all the great things he has been doing in prison with these guys. I just get to plug into that, and it's wonderful. So anyway, what we're talking about here is for the three places that I mentioned. At Kenosha County Jail, we're doing right now. I have 2 classes of the addiction recovery thing, and I should have brought along some samples of that. I apologize. I can direct you to our website where you can look at these. But anyway, we got those going. We also have a group, Sarah Gunther on our deaconess on our staff. Has started she and some other volunteers are doing a Facing Freedom course for women. There's also, it can be adapted for men too. So we've got that already going there, and we can plug you into that. At Racine Correctional, the prison, the medium security prison I was telling you about, there I've got my addiction recovery group going, and love to plug you into that one too. They also dangled the possibility of getting something going at the pre-release center that is connected with the prison there. It's butt up against it, a Sturtevant Transitional Facility. I've done some stuff there in the past, haven't done anything for a few years, but they said, if you're willing, we could maybe start something there again. So that's another possibility. Do a Bible study or worship. It's wide open there. At Racine County Jail, we haven't done anything there yet, but I've talked with the chaplain there, and he said he'd really like to have those two courses, the addiction recovery thing, or the pre-release, the Facing Freedom courses. They would love to bring those in. So right now, that's what we're looking at. And what was the place? You said there was nursing home that you got one already that has said, please come and do some more work. What was? Okay. Sure. Sure. Cool. Okay. We've helped people set those up, and okay, you had one just responding just from that one message, and then my experience has been they're looking for activities, they're looking for volunteers to come in, so it wouldn't take much more prompting to get them to say, hey, well, come on, bring your folks in here. Yes. Okay. Sure. Yes. Definitely. Mm-hmm. I do a worship service once a month at a senior living place, like what you're talking about, not a nursing home, but just senior living. Yeah, some of those places. I know where my mother lived, the senior living place where she lived till she died. They had a chaplain on site, and they had a chapel, and there's Bible studies, and yeah, and my mom was going to them, and she told me, don't tell your sister I'm doing this, because there's Methodist. But people there, yeah, they're hungry to have that. They've got the time, and they've got, they start to have the curiosity. And I know I've sat in on some of the discussions around the lunch table at where Mom lived, and I was always amazed at how people are thinking, people are reading, people are starting to connect dots, and what wonderful, thoughtful discussions we've had. So, yeah, senior living places too, not just the nursing homes. Good call. We can check those. You're the guys with the boots on the ground. You know the territory, so you can find what is there around here, and we can kind of guide you through, walk you through making the connections there, and seeing if we can make that happen. Let's see. Trying to think what else I could tell you at this point. Yeah, I'll just shut up and see if you've got some thoughts, questions, ideas, or anything I could tell you. Yeah. Hey. Everything I've been talking about. The Bible studies and such that we're doing, most of them are lay-led. We have lay-led Bible study groups going at, I've lost count. I think it's close to 30 county jails around the state right now. We've got the material for it. We do the training, and like I said, there's pastors doing it, but what I'm doing as a pastor is the same thing that my lay volunteers are doing. It's doable. You don't have to be a pastor. In fact, couple of the guys that are doing these studies now, leading these studies, they have a qualification that I sure don't have. I've got a seminary degree and all that, but I didn't graduate from the Wisconsin State prison system. And these guys have. And that is a really important qualification. Knowing what it's like on the inside, I've been wearing the funky green outfit, same as you. That's good stuff. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question. We're trying to design these things to be lay-led as well as pastor-led. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think the main thing that we are doing right now, what I could answer you is we're geared toward Bible studies, no matter what, doing Bible studies and such, no matter what institution, what kind of institution it is. So we train people, get them ready for that. There is one other thing, now that I think of it, that we started just last year when nobody was doing in-person ministry in institutions. We got this thing going. It's an internet thing, and inmates can access the internet. They have tablets that are, I don't know how they work this, but they're very limited in what they can access. They can get emails, they can get communication back and forth, and we were able to plug into that. And we got, oh my goodness, what now? We've got close to 300, or is it 400 by now, inmates that are receiving devotions from us several times a week. And besides the devotions going out, when guys have thoughts, questions, or anything like that, they can write back, and we have a team that's answering the questions, trying to help guys through this. It's all very anonymous, so all very safe that way. But that is one other possibility, to become part of that crew doing the Grace Links is the name of it. Grace Links, it's through an outfit called Coral Links. Is the, what's the word I'm looking for? The platform, the whatever that they use for on these prison tablets. Is that rain? Last night I was sitting in that classroom, that baking classroom. They had the guys. I didn't see the window. The windows are right over here, so I wasn't paying attention. Every now and then the guys were saying, "Hey, it's really looking strange out there," and I didn't know what it was like down here, but there, I was like, looked out and there's the gray clouds, but then there's this black tide advancing. It was, this is spooky looking. And I started to hurry up so we could, so guys wouldn't have to run through the rain to get back. And then they said, "Don't bother." And because I looked out, and then it was doing like what it's doing right now. And couldn't see across the yard. It was raining so hard. But by the time we were done, it was largely over. So, there's so many things that this is a ministry that is. There's so many unique things that happen in it. Have you ever had church called on account of fog? I have. If I get there and they've made the determination The guys up in the guard towers can't see across the yard. They shut everything down, no movement, so no classes tonight, go home. You know, church called on account of fog. Just so many unique things about this type of ministry. Also, the fact that I'm an outsider. I'm on the outside looking in on their world. So, you know, what we have in common is so much greater than what we don't have in common. But still, their world is not my world. And there's dynamics going on there that is just foreign to me. And every now and then somebody will bring up something where it's like, oh, I'm kind of out of my league on this one. But all the other guys will chime in and say, yeah, I've been through that same thing. And some wonderful, wonderful collaboration happens. Guys that really care about each other and want your life as a disciple to succeed. And I just stand back and say, okay, God, this is your study tonight. This is great. So if you get involved in this, trust me, you'll see that kind of thing happen. Let's see. Yeah, okay, and occupational hazard, I'm a preacher, I preach. Somebody asks a simple question and I go off. Yes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, the way it's gotten in hospitals, in medical hospitals these days, that is one of those places where it's kind of pretty much has to be a pastor. They're very careful about who they let come in and do any volunteer work. They want to be sure they're qualified, and even pastors can come in and visit their own members, but to go in and do chaplaincy work in the hospital, they're very selective. You have to meet their specifications, their qualifications. So just having a seminary degree isn't enough. You have to have clinical pastoral education courses in order to do that. When we do have a couple of guys on our staff, several guys on our staff that do that, but just going in to make volunteer visits to the hospital, that is something that doesn't work in medical hospitals. Now, we have some stuff going in a couple of psych hospitals where they're letting us come in and do worship services and Bible studies. That's I don't know why, but that's different. So that is a possibility. Yes. Well, the second part, yeah, we are really working hard on connecting people with congregations. They need a healthy social network when they get out. They don't have them. They desperately need them. They need a Christian community, a place where they're going to be supported. So yes, we work hard at making that happen. Yeah. Great question, and let's see. I can steer you to a couple of things here. I work with a group called Voices of the Middle Ground that has, among their initiatives, is just that, trying to get ex-offender friendly congregations. And I can, that's something I can point you to that. I don't think I wrote it down here anywhere. The website, you can look at some of the podcasts we've been doing on that. But basically, if we can just be welcoming, that's the biggest thing. Guys want to walk into a place. They're nervous about coming into church. I mean, I don't know if you guys are nervous about the thought of going into prison. They're nervous about coming into church. It really makes them uneasy, a whole lot of them. It's like, what happens in church? I was afraid they're going to throw things at me in jail. I'm kind of afraid of the same thing here. I won't fit in. They're good people, and I'm not a good person. That's the biggie. And if we can just get ourselves in a mindset where it's like, we ain't good people here. I'm a mess. You're a mess. Let's get together and bring our message to God. We can learn to drop the game face we put on in church. Everything's fine because Jesus loves me, and just, man, I'm really feeling miserable. It's been a miserable week. If we can start to be candid, that's going to go a long, long way. So I'm not a freak. Wow. I feel miserable, and other people feel miserable here too. Cool. That's the biggest thing. But beyond that, there's a number of things that can be done. I'll try and get you to that podcast so you can start to get a feel for that. But to have it being a welcoming place for somebody who's coming out of prison, being a welcoming place, place where they're saying, we're glad you're here. Okay, yeah, Jeff. Okay. I didn't see that. I'm glad you pointed that out. I'll have to look that up. Yes. Do you hear that term? Returning citizens. Yeah, we're trying to get away from the language of ex-offender, ex-con, etc. Returning citizens. I love the sound of that. Who are these guys? They're our fellow citizens. They're coming back to our community. Welcome. Okay, so mentoring returning citizens. I got to look that. Anybody else see the article? Because it went right over my head. Good. I'm glad that we're doing more thinking. I have noticed that Wells Special Ministries has been looking at this kind of thing a lot more than in times past, and we do. Institutional Ministries does a lot of work together with them. We cooperate on a lot of projects. So good. Trying to think. Okay, what else can I tell you at this point that would be helpful? If you fill out the... Oh, go ahead. Yes. Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I try to avoid just kicking you off the end of the dock and saying swim. So I take people through a 4-session training thing about corrections ministry. And we can do that in person. We can do it remotely. Got several different ways of doing that. Then along with that, you'll be getting a orientation from the facility itself. Every volunteer coming through, they have to walk them through, make sure you know what to do, what not to do, and etc. And they have to check out your background, make sure that you're okay to come in. Once they've done all that, then you come along with one of us, somebody who's been doing this program for a while, and that's all up in the air how long they want it to be. You can come along if you come along twice and you think, man, I think I'm ready to go. If you want more than that, that's fine. But just keep doing it until you're feeling comfortable and ready to try it. So that's basically the program that we've been doing. And like I said, the guys in these groups are so open, they're so welcoming, there's so much eagerness to discuss, to talk, to pursue this. One thing is I never have trouble filling the hour and a half that I have for Bible studies. I can come with just a little bit. I can come with what would amount to 15 minutes worth of material in a church Bible study, and it easily expands to an hour and a half because guys are really anxious to talk about this. They got questions, they have thoughts, they have insights, they have objections, they have there's stuff to talk about, and we talk. Shoot, what else can I tell you about that? But okay, yeah, we're not going to just say, go do Bible studies in jail. How do I do that? You'll figure it out. We try to avoid that. There's training. Let's see. Now, the sheets that I handed out here, let's see, those forms. Boy, I tell you what, if you have a chance to fill those out tonight, if you're already thinking, yeah, I want in on this, that would be great. I could take them along. If you're still thinking about it, please take them along. But did y'all get the one, everything? You see the ones? There's one says volunteer form. The other says, at the top it says, may we keep you informed about our ministry through compassion, background information. So those 2 sheets. Yeah, if you could, if you're already thinking, yeah, I'd like to try this, you can start to fill that out tonight. And otherwise, like I said, get it to us when you can. Yeah. Okay. Right. Mhm. Yes. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a great question. I do not have an answer for that. I had never thought to ask that. Nobody's ever talked about it. Live streaming church services into these guys that have tablets. I don't know. The closest I've done it during COVID quarantine, I was recording sermons and prayers and sending them to the prison, but to live stream stuff, yeah. But you brought up a good point about the making those connections for guys when they come out. Even if you're not going into prison, to be the welcoming face when they come out. One of the things, as guys have gone through the system, I'm thinking right now of one of our volunteers, Luis Acosta. He's pastor at one of the pastors at Risen Savior up in Milwaukee. He comes along with me on Tuesday nights to Racine Correctional, and he does the Spanish language group. He and 2 other volunteers, and he has taken several guys from his class and put them through a confirmation course. And at the end, they have joined his church. They're still incarcerated, but they're now members of Risen Savior, and they're on the books. They're sent mailings from there. They're welcomed. They're prayed for. So it's like there's already a connection, a bridge between that guy and this congregation. He already knows some names. He's already been receiving the stuff from the church. So he's not a stranger. So that kind of thing is definitely something that could go on. Yes. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Sure. There's one of the areas where we cooperate with Wells Special Ministries. Uh, they have been doing, the basic division between institutional ministries and Wells Special Ministries is uh, uh, we do the boots on the ground. They do the distance stuff. That's not strictly true, but basically that's the division. So the corresponding to with prisoners, that's something, a program they've had going for quite a while. Yes, that's through Wells Special Ministries, the prison ministry division of that. They've they can coach you through it so that because there's a lot of things you got to avoid. I mean, anonymity is a very huge thing, and not there's all kinds of things that can go wrong with that. Yeah, guy starts to it happens frequently. The guy starts to fall in love with the nice person from church that's writing to him. It's like, no, that's not what we're doing here. I wasn't trying to do that. That can happen, but anyway, they can coach you through that so that kind of thing doesn't happen, or at least minimizes the risk. But anyway, yeah, they're the ones that do the distance stuff for the most part, the pen pal thing. But good ministry, man. You guys I've met, they're so happy that somebody cares about me. Somebody in the outs cares about me. They're writing. They're when I. Times in the past I've been able to bring choirs along with me to Racine Correctional, and boy, guys are just so thrilled with that. Well, you wanted to come here to our church? That's so great. So stuff like that just means a lot to guys I've met. So let's see, what was I going to say? Those forms again. If you can fill those out. There's also let's see. There's a form we want the pastors to be aware of this and get any feedback from them where your congregation member be particularly qualified, blah blah blah. So we have with your permission, we connect with your pastor too. Let's see, that's another form. Didn't bring those along tonight. And once that's set up, then it's a matter of submitting your name and information to the institution itself, getting vetted through the institution, and getting the orientation, and boom, taking it from there. Yeah, any other things I can tell you about tonight? I'll give you one more story that from a couple of years ago at Racine Correctional. One guy he'd been coming to my class for quite a while, and he was getting close to release himself, and he was thinking ahead. He was starting to be proactive about this. He was one of the things he was doing is meeting with me regularly to talk over some of the things he was concerned about and pray about some of those, and etc. And I remember during one of those little one-on-one meetings he had, as we were talking, all of a sudden he stopped dead and he just gets this grin on his face and said, "Do you ever think that if you weren't involved in this ministry that you're in, that a white suburban church boy like you would ever get to be friends with a ghetto thug like me?" And I thought, probably wouldn't have happened, but boy, sure I'm glad it did happen. Well, you get to see this. What a big family we have. The family of Jesus is huge and it's diverse. And it's not an echo chamber where we all know what we're going to say. We can finish each other's sentences. Not at all. So many different experiences and backgrounds. And so many things we can learn from each other. I have learned so much from my thugs and dope fiends, people in Jail Orange and Prison Green. They have taught me so much. I'm the beneficiary of this ministry by far. So encourage you to think about it too. And again, I keep going on and on about corrections ministry. There is the other things we talked about: the nursing home ministry, senior centered ministry, stuff that's happening in psych hospitals. These are all possibilities. So put whatever you're interested in. We will get in touch with you and see what can we plug you into. Okay. Anything else I can tell you about tonight? All right. Okay. I feel bad. You said there were some guys that were wanting to get into this, so they were going to be recorded, but nothing's recorded, right? Or did it get? Okay. Okay. All right. Our website is on there. The stuff I handed out, and that I'll tell you the website, and you will never forget it, even if you want to. Jesus said, "I am the life." You know that one, right? Okay, so you got our website. That's it. It's I am, the letters I am for institutional ministries. I am dot life. It's not .com. It's not .org. It's I am dot life. There. That's how you get to our website. That other one I was telling you about, let's see. VOMG. No, I'm going to blow that one. Forget it. I'm not going to try that one. Voice is the middle ground. Yeah, voice is the middle ground. I think so. I think it comes up right away when you try that. I hope so. I think that. Yeah, I apologize. I'm just so used to, I enter VO on my computer and chip pops right up, and I don't have to go any farther. Get so lazy. Yeah, I think that'll be it. I think. Yes, voice of the middle ground. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, if I could. I tried to get on the internet here, and I don't know, I'm not entering the password right, so can't help you there. Yeah, but anyway, if you podcast there dealing with ex-offender, returning citizen, friendly congregations. Which is, man, that's a subject near and dear to my heart. I so much want my guys to be able to find welcoming, caring Christian communities. The Christian communities that are there in jail and in prison, I found there's so much there where they my impression anyway, this is a tight community. They care for each other. The stuff that you read about in the book of Acts, they're living it. And they're hungry for that kind of thing when they get in the outs too. So boy, I don't know if we can duplicate quite what the fellowship that they have on the inside, but boy, we want to shoot for that. And they need it. And so do we. So do we all. Okay. Any other questions or anything I can tell you tonight? As you mentioned the evangelism committee. Let me do one other thing. Something we've been trying to do everywhere we have a ministry started, a county jail or whatever institution it's in, where there's a group of lay people doing this ministry. We have been trying to make it a cohesive group, a group that stays in touch with each other, communicates, encourages, etc. When if you get something going, you already have this evangelism committee thing going, so that you've already got a structure in place. This would be where to debrief, to decompress, to compare notes, to share triumphs, to share frustrations, and to informational sharing too. What rules have been changed, what do we need to do, etc. that's the kind of thing that your little group can do, and we're trying to do that with every one of our groups. So it's not just a lone ranger going in, or just a bunch of people that. Well, I'm aware that this other guy is going to the jail to meet too, but we never communicate. So yep, if you get something going, we'll talk to you about that. Okay. Anything else? All right. Yeah, and if you have those things, if you start to fill those out, I'll be glad to take them along tonight. But otherwise, don't feel rushed. No pressure. Take them home, think of them, pray about it, and see what you come up with. Thanks a ton. I sure appreciate you asking me to be here. Thank you.